Troublesome trucks. James had not seen Sir Topham Hatt for several days, and wasn't even allowed to push coaches and trucks in the yard.
Oh dear, he thought sadly, I shall have to stay in the shed for always, and no one will ever see my red coat again. All because I went so fast that I made a hole in one of my coaches that had to be mended with, of all things, a passenger's bootlace. James had begun to cry.
Just then Sir Topham Hatt came along. "I see you are sorry, James," he said. "I hope now that you will be a better engine. You've given me a lot of trouble. People are laughing at my railway, and I don't like that at all." "I'm very sorry, sir," said James. "I will try hard to behave." "That's a good engine," Sir Topham Hatt said kindly. "I want you to pull some trucks for me." James puffed happily away.
"Here are your trucks, James," said a little tank engine. "Have you got some bootlaces ready?" And he ran off, laughing rudely. "Oh, said the trucks. "We want a proper engine, not a red monster." James took no notice, and started as soon as the guard was ready. Come along, he puffed. We won't, screamed the trucks. But James didn't care, and he pulled the screeching trucks sternly out of the yard. The trucks tried hard to make him give up, but he still kept on. Sometimes their brakes would slip on, and sometimes their axles would run hot. Each time they would have to stop and put the trouble right, and each time James would start again, determined not to let the trucks beat him. Give up! You can't pull us! You can't! Called the trucks. I can and I will, puffed James, and slowly but surely he pulled them along the line. At last they saw Gordon's Hill ahead. Look out for trouble, James, warned his driver. We'll go fast and let them up before you know it. Don't let them stop you. So James went faster, and soon they were halfway up. I'm doing it, he panted. Will the top never come? Then, with a sudden jerk, it all came easier. I've done it, he panted triumphantly. Hooray, it's easy now. But his driver stopped the train. They've done it again. We've left our tail behind. Look. The last trucks were running backwards down the hill. The coupling had snapped. But the guards stopped the trucks and got out to warn approaching engines. That's why it was easy, James said as he backed the trucks carefully down. What silly things trucks are. There might have been an accident. Shall I help you, James? Called Edward. No, thank you, answered James. I'll pull them myself. Good, don't let them beat you. You're doing well, whistled Edward, as James struggled slowly up the hill with clouds of smoke and steam pouring from his funnel. I can do it, he puffed. He pulled and puffed as hard as he could. I've done it, he panted, as he disappeared over the top. They reached their station safely, and James was resting in the yard when Edward puffed by with a cheerful peep peep. Then James saw Sir Topham Hatt. Oh dear, what will he say? He asked himself. But Sir Topham Hatt was smiling. I was in Edward's train and saw everything, he said. You've made the most troublesome trucks in the line behave. After that performance, you deserve to keep your red coat. James and the Express. Sometimes Gordon and Henry slept in James's shed, and they would talk of nothing but bootlaces. James would try to get back by talking about engines who got shut up in tunnels and stuck on hills, but they wouldn't listen. You talk too much, little James, said Gordon. A fine, strong engine like me has something to talk about. I'm the only engine who can pull the express. When I'm not there, they need 2 engines. Think of that. I pulled expresses for years, and I've never once lost my way. I seem to know the right line by instinct. Every wise engine knows, of course, that the signalman changes the point so that the engines run on the right track. But Gordon was so proud he had forgotten. Wake up, James, said Gordon. It's time for the express. What are you doing? Odd jobs? Oh, well, we all have to start somewhere, don't we? Run along and get my coaches. Don't be late. James went to find Gordon's coaches. They were all shining with new paint. He was careful not to bump them, and they followed him smoothly into the station singing happily. We're going away! We're going away! I wish I were going with you, said James. I should love to pull the express and go flying along the line. Gordon, with much noise and blowing of steam, got ready to back down onto the train. Sir Topham Hatt was on the train with other important people, and as soon as they heard the guard's whistle, Gordon started. Look at me now, he puffed, and the coaches glided after him. Poop, 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 poop. Goodbye, little James. See you tomorrow. James watched the train disappear and then went back to work. He pushed some trucks into the proper siding and went to fetch the coaches for another train. James had just brought the coaches for the next train when he heard a mournful noise. There was Gordon trying to sneak into the station without being noticed. Hello, Gordon. Is it tomorrow? Asked James. Gordon didn't answer. He just let off steam feebly. Did you lose your way, Gordon? Asked James. No, it was lost for me. I was switched off the main line and onto the loop. I had to go all round and back again. Perhaps it was instinct, said James. Meanwhile, all the passengers were shouting at the ticket booth, We want our money back! Sir Topham Hatt climbed onto a trolley and blew the guard's whistle so loudly that they all stopped to look at him. Then he promised them a new train at once. Gordon can't do it. Will you pull it for us, James? Yes, sir, I'll try. So James was coupled on, and everyone got in. Do your best, James, said Sir Topham Hatt. Come along, puffed James. You're pulling us well, sang the coaches. Hurry, puffed James. Bridges and stations flashed by. The passengers cheered and they soon reached the station. Everyone said thank you to James, and Sir Topham Hatt was very impressed. Well done. Would you like to pull the express sometimes? Yes, please, answered James. Next morning when James came by, Gordon was pushing trucks. I like some quiet work for a change, he said. I'm teaching these trucks manners. You did well with those coaches, I hear. Good, we'll show them. And he gave his trucks a bump. James and Gordon are now good friends. James sometimes takes the express to give Gordon a rest. Gordon never talks about bootlaces, and they're both quite agreed on the subject of trucks.